It's been a little bit. We've had a little bit of a break, but we'll go around and have everyone introduce themselves. We'll start here on the overlay with Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver Bulette, aka Steven. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch as Silver_Bulette or over on TikTok as All the Web's a Stage. Today I'm going to be playing, he, they pronouns, and I will be playing Fensiris, who is a gem dragon-born rogue, she, her pronouns.
All right. And Jaden.
Hey, I'm Jaden, also go by Soliloquy, they, them pronouns. I will be playing a tiefling barbarian named Grief. Grief uses he, they pronouns and uses a combat wheelchair. The combat wheelchair is designed by Sarah Thompson. You can find them on Twitter under the username Mustangs Art. And I am an ambulatory wheelchair user, and that's why I choose to use one in game. And you can find me on most platforms under Fat Sapphic Bro.
All right. Yeah, Penny.
All right, hello, I'm Penny. I use she, her pronouns. I'll be running Gift, who is a human warlock druid multi-class. She also uses she, her pronouns. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Cool. And I am Archangelic. People call me Mal in Meat Space. But I am your game master. I'm going to be playing everyone else. My pronouns are she, her, and I guess we'll do a little recap. It's been a couple weeks, so let's just start from the beginning. You are all from the town of Brambles upon the river. On the day of the Black Barrack Festival, a stranger rolled into town, one Billy Bob Bones, a dashing man, big hat, feathery, nice mustache, carrying a dragon egg. What would turn out to be a dragon egg. Kobolds and cultists attacked the town in search of this egg and Billy Bob Bones. The egg, through a series of misadventures, the egg ended up hatching in Gift's apartment, and Galathnimbar, the gold dragon wormling, was born and joined you all. You were later, after clearing out the cult and making sure everything was okay, you were later tasked by the king himself, the king of Ravenshold, to clear out the cultists wherever they might be. They weren't really sure, but you seemed capable to them, so they tasked you with clearing them out because a whole bunch of people are coming to deal with the emerging problem that is this cult, the Restoration. And seeing the trouble that keeping a dragon would have, this dragon you started calling Max, you sought to leave him in the care of the capable druids of Coralon's Rest, which you traveled to. While there in their enclave, you learned a little bit more about the situation from the Archdruid. Gift was inducted into their order as a druid, and you were all sent on your way as envoys of the enclave, leaving Max in their care. Upon leaving the enclave, though, you were attacked by the Blue Draconian, who had also attacked you in Brambles. You dealt with them handily, but upon getting back to the town of Cortland's Rest, you found devastation and destruction, the work of the cult and the dragon, of which who follows them. You stayed and helped as best you could, but ultimately you did have to leave. On the road back home, you found some cult stragglers, as well as other members of Gift's sister Vatha's party. From that encounter, you gained intel on the location of the main camp. And that's kind of where we are. You had found this camp in what seems to be a disused field, but in kind of a ravine hidden from sight down below. You see a camp that you are scouting, possibly 50 or so people, not including the kobolds that are also here. So yeah, what would you like to do?
Determine that this requires an army, not an adventuring party, and leave.
Seriously.
I know you had all, if I recall correctly, I meant to go back and watch, but if I recall correctly, most of you were disguised.
Mhm.
I know that Lynn, the wizard who was with your sister's party, disguised herself. Billy Bob Bones can disguise himself with the disguise self spell. I know that Grief and Gift both do as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
I can do a pretty good job of sneaking around, but I don't really have the ability to disguise myself. I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb down there, so you might want me to stay up here with a card or something.
That's reasonable.
Go ahead and you're kind of up above this camp, let's go ahead and get perception checks from everyone.
14.
21.
12.
Why didn't it find it?
Okay. Let me open character sheets here because I have a lot of NPCs. And now it's a problem I created, but I'm still going to complain about it.
Just a heads up, Mal. I'm going to do some test rolls. It's not connecting to the VTT.
Okay, no worries. I know sometimes you have to give the little extension permission, but no, I heard that one. Cool. Excellent. So let's see what Billy Bob rolls for perception with his +1. I got a 15. That's not bad. You're looking and you see you're kind of mostly looking for your sister and to get information about what's going on here. Grief got a 12. 21. Gift, you see that there's one larger tent, probably where the important people are, or where important planning is, but outside of that tent is one boulder. There's not really much in the way of rocks here, but there's one boulder and a person you recognize chained to that boulder, and that is your sister. She's kind of she's in her she wears very similar clothing to you, kind of peasant's clothes. She normally has armor layered over it, but she does not have that. But she is just kind of maybe sleeping across this rock, that from what you can tell up here.
Okay.
There is a campfire nearby. You see a couple of humans who are just sitting there. Someone's chopping wood to put onto there. There's people kind of milling about everywhere in this camp.
Okay. I don't know that this will be an issue or not, but just in case this camp has divination-based, sensors, etc. One of my magic items is amulet of proof against detection and location. While wearing this amulet, you are hidden from divination magic. You cannot be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. So
Nice.
just in case it matters.
That's good to know. The DM won't remember this.
Okay. All right. So I know where Faith is at, and there's only 100 people between me and her.
Are there like active guards near her?
For that, give me an insight check.
Only a 10.
I will say with a 10, you don't, I mean, there's people looking, but she's chained to a rock in the middle of the camp. There's no one keeping direct watch of her from what you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't suppose we can cause a landslide or anything fantastic like that from higher ground.
How would you want to go about causing a landslide?
Well, ideally, I'd want to. You said there's a farmhouse, and then they're kind of down in this gully.
Yeah.
So ideally, I'd want to scan the rocks for water because it's going to be easier to cause a landslide where there's water.
Mm-hmm.
And provided that I could find a situation where it looked like where there was a lot of water. I guess I don't really have anything like a fireball or anything. May not be possible with this set of skills. I'll have to think on it. I don't have the right sort of things for that to be a thing.
All right. I mean, you can, if you give me a nature or survival check, you can at least maybe scout out somewhere where this is possible. There is a wizard with you, your sister's party member.
Oh, it's true. So 11. I'm looking for water because water is going to be where it's going to be simplest.
Yeah, there is kind of it looks like you're looking at this, and even with just an 11, you don't think this gully was here long ago. That maybe this was maybe some effect of the dragon being nearby. It's a little unnatural. So, but there is like a small creek that was once here, and it's soaked into the mud here, but you can tell that there is still flowing water, even if you can't really see it. It's not like a waterfall, but it's like kind of in the mud here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there is
Okay.
a place where it's a little unstable from that.
I mean, I think I'm gonna talk to our wizard who's here. Gift is not very good at communicating things, but does have survival in nature, and this is a reasonable thing for her to come up with. So I think what she's going to do is like literally tug on the shoulder of the wizard and then point at the little creek and go, boom.
All right, let me pull up Lynn's spell list, because she goes, boom, and she'll look and okay.
I, the player, know the best spell would be like a sonic spell. What we really need is a high level bard.
Yes. Let me look at her spell book. She says, I'd have to get closer. And she just kind of rubs her hands together. And you can hear like kind of lightning crackle off of it a little bit. And she says, I can make that distraction. That's what we're looking for, right? A distraction. And she like slaps the armor on the dwarf who was staring into the middle distance. And she says, she just says, my back, and nothing else to this dwarf. And they will the dwarf Brett, who appears to be some sort of holy person, maybe. She looks and she just kind of nods, and trying to be as quiet as she can in her scale mail, they're going to try and both sneak around and try and make a distraction for you.
The last thing I'd like to do before we jump in, and I definitely want to like turn it over to the others, is I want to go into the cart and see if our compatriots have any of Vaitha's equipment, like even just a sword or whatever. Because if so, I'm going to take it with me. Because once we get her out, she's probably going to want a weapon.
Okay.
Good call.
I'm going to call this is more a luck check, but we'll call it an investigation check.
We certainly don't have her equipment with us.
No. She had it when she was taken by the dragon.
No,
3.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give her my sickle. I'm going to use my shillelagh anyway.
That was not great. That was not great for Brett. The selfless. No. It's very muddy here, and Brett is very dense and more so tries to trudge ahead of Lynn, which just trips up Lynn more than anything, and she just falls face first into some mud and slides a little bit and gets up and just keeps trudging along.
Ooh.
And by that point they're like maybe 20-30 feet from you. They are not very stealthy, but they are going to go try and make a distraction. You're at least far enough from the camp you don't think anyone has noticed.
All right. Look at Grief and kind of shrug and point.
Yeah, I think as soon as they set off whatever they set off, you and I can go over. We look like guards, and we can just go over probably and sneak off with her.
Sounds good. We're gonna approach like we belong there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a farmer.
Billy Bob Bones is here. If you want him to do anything, there. Also, who else is here is Bree, the tiefling monk. I don't think she does not. Well, no, she can disappear into the shadows. So if she needs to stealth, then she can. But I know just leaves. Go ahead.
Sorry, I know Billy has like disguised self, so there's no reason for Billy not to just trudge along with us.
Mm-hmm.
Fenceris is going to post up at the edge with a short bow, just ready to go if anything pops off.
Perfect.
And okay, Grief, you
Fantastic.
are going with the rest of them. So you all know that you can see Lynn and Brett. They get to this one spot, and Brett just like, not Brett. Lynn just like has her hands outstretched and brings them into one giant clap, which you hear ring across the whole place. And let's see how good this is going to be. Let's see. Roll a D100. Okay, respectable. You see, so where they are, kind of the layout of this camp is closer to where they're keeping like kobolds, some extra equipment, things like that. They're kind of you notice from the layout of the camp, they're kind of keeping the kobolds kind of segregated from the rest of the camp. But a landslide just comes in and just like a wave of mud, as it is now completely destabilized from this thunderclap, just falls into this ravine and like picks up these cages, and you see the kobolds just scrambling on top of them, heavily distracting. You see multiple guards like pick up the two that are by Vitha, like stand up, and they like put their like armor back on, and they draw swords, and they run towards the landslide.
Fantastic. That's our cue.
All right. Bree just kind of just like takes a step off the edge and just drops down into the shadow. And she says, as she does, she just says, "I'll cover you." And she'll just drop down, and from where the sun is making shadows here, she is unable to be seen. So you all continue down. It's you, Billy Bob Bones. So it's Grief, Billy Bob Bones, and Gift, right? You make your way down. There's still people here just kind of looking and like seeing, like there clearly enough people have responded to whatever landslide is happening that they're just kind of all looking over their shoulder, looking back, but trying to maintain what they're doing. There's still there's two other cultists like at a table nearby, just kind of playing cards or something. But you walk up. Are y'all making a direct path to Vitha?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think we're
Fairly
just going to
direct.
move toward her with purpose. Like we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay. I need some sort of charisma check from you. You all get advantage because you are disguised.
You said there's two playing cards?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. As you get closer, you see that they are playing for like small pastries and things. Like it's clearly just something to pass the time.
My charisma check will be deal me in.
Okay. What'd you get, Grief?
Oh, what am I?
You need to make some sort of charisma check. It can either probably be persuasion, but yeah.
That's a 9.
Die gods are cruel. I have a +6 and got a 9.
You have advantage because you are disguised.
Right. You said that. Sorry. Oh, well, that's a nat 1. So,
And that's a natural 20. So that's 26 natural 20.
Here we go.
Billy is good at this. He gets a 19.
Nice.
He looks like he's supposed to be here. Somebody so you walk with purpose there, and somebody like a human man, kind of dark hair, like partially shaven, like was shaving in his tent, and he just poked his head out. He sees you two walking towards, and he says, are you new recruits?
Which two? There's several of us.
Oh, he points to you all. And he says, "You new recruits?"
Gift says, "Yeah, I was actually just gonna go play cards. Is there something I can help you with?
He says just making sure a lot of people in and out and just trying to keep up with everything. Have you talked to the commander? The well, maybe you haven't met him. He's tall blue dragon guy.
Gift looks like totally like, oh yeah, seen him, haven't talked to him.
He says, all right, well, you can hang out when he comes around. You'll probably need to report. You'll probably need to report to him, see what you're supposed to do. No one tells me anything. Just want to make sure I know what's going on, I guess. He says, do you know what happened up there? And he points to the landslide.
No idea.
Doesn't look.
He says, I hate this place.
Yeah, it's a shithole.
Gift says, I mean, it's like any other mud farm I've ever lived on. She sort of anxiously looks at the card table as an attempt to try and end the conversation.
He just nods at you and he goes back into his tent. And you continue by. There's carts full of supplies, and things like that. There's an unopened tent just laying about, like somebody's about to set up camp. But the two that are in the fire have gone. You walk right by the larger tent, and you have to walk right by it to get to this table. They've kind of set the table out in the grass area to where it's not in so much mud.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you sit down and they kind of look at you, but you look like you're supposed to be here. And they said, you from the new regiment?
The first town, is it Brambles upon the river?
Yeah.
She says, just carelessly, new recruit after Brambles upon the river. If the local lord won't protect me, maybe you will.
Huh? Well, I'm glad Tiamat's blessing us today. Buy-in is a donut.
She looks in her pack. I mean, she has trail food.
I could slip you a pie. I've still got a couple of pies.
Oh, that's true. That'll work.
I'll just pass. Yeah, I'll give you a pie.
I will take the pie and then like kind of nod at you, like you can keep going. This is 2 more. I'll distract.
Okay. So I'll look at Billy Bob and we should go talk to the boss, huh?
Well, aren't we here for the he kind of coughs. He says, aren't we here for the he's trying his best. But
just follow me.
So where are you wanting to head to?
Okay, I want to head in a direction where we can look like we went to talk to the boss and came back from talking to the boss.
Okay. That's all kind of in the same area. So the big tent is where you would think the boss would be. And out front is this campfire, and not like 30 feet from that is Vitha tied up to this boulder. So it's like right where you are.
Is the tent? You said it's we're right outside at this table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the tent is going to be within 60 feet, I would assume.
Yes.
Okay. And the tent, I assume, is waterproofed by oil.
Yes.
Because that's how it would have been for the most part.
Yeah,
Great.
Oiled or waxed. Yeah, canvas. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I love it. We are going to use Meta Magic Adept Subtle Spell. And when I play a card, I'm also going to create bonfire on the side of that tent. I'm not a rogue. I just play one on TV.
Love it.
Okay. Well, let's see how many rounds it takes to.
I can post the spell here for you. I believe it is at the end of the round cast. You create a bonfire on ground that you can see within range, 60 feet. Until the spell ends, a magic bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature, doesn't matter, can take a D8 damage. The bonfire ignites flammable objects in its area that aren't being worn or carried. A tent is not being worn or carried.
Yes. A fire just like picks up at the corner of this tent and starts creeping its way up the tent. It starts to fill with smoke. You're playing cards. You are with. I'm gonna carry your charisma check through this. Every time they start to look or think they smell, you like do some ridiculous play, like you make some, and they lose their pastries and very upset about it. And you see, you hear from inside the tent, what the fuck is going on? And you like bursting through the front doors of the tent is the blue draconian, and he starts looking around at, he says, he comes to the table and like he walks up to the table, smashes his fist in the table, go get some fucking water.
Okay. I'm going to be as unhelpful as possible. I'm going to slip in the mud and trip the other guys. I'm going to spill the water. Yakety sacks the crap out of this.
And while all that's happening, Billy and I are going to go try and get our friend.
Best I can do, y'all. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Give me give me athletics or acrobatics.
Those are both the same wonderful check of 0. A 10. I'll take a 10. That's nice in the middle of the road.
Right down the middle.
Yeah. 10. Okay. It's easy enough to do. It's easy enough to slip into this mud. That's interesting. Does mud cake onto the disguise? Because the disguise is not permanent. So
It does not. I know it doesn't. I've read the spell recently.
Okay.
Now they still have to notice that, but it does not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's roll some straight perception. Or we'll go passive on this. Let me pull up their passives. So the one is this 12. Okay. Let's see here. Make a deception check for me.
Absolutely. 19.
19. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say that that's allowing you to change the disguise as you're in this mud. Okay, we will come back to that as you have successfully distracted them. Like you've gotten mud all over this draconian's like front. Like you did the whole thing where you tried to get up from the mud and grabbed him. Like
Drop the bucket of water on his head. Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Okay. Billy and Grief. You roll up to Vitha, who like kind of stirs and she says, "Is it mealtime already?" She tries to look at the sun.
We're going to try to get you out.
Okay.
Just follow along. I've got Gift with me.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a 2 on the die, +2.
I'm gonna say you mentioned Gift. Roll it at an advantage. Just want to see.
I was going to fight for advantage because no one knows who Gift is.
That's 15.
Okay, 15. She says, "Ah, you found me," and she sounds so weak. She like kind of pulls against the chains, like she tries to get up, but she's pretty weak. It's been a few days here.
Yeah, no worries. Can we get her out of this situation?
Let's see. You will need to either break the chains or unlock them somehow.
Breaking is probably going to be easier than unlocking for me.
Okay.
Because I don't have like thieves tools or anything like that.
Okay. Then it will be an athletics check. You do get advantage on strength checks if you rage, just as a reminder.
Okay, let's do that then. Oh, but then I'm gonna have to... If I do that, I have to do the magic table roll. Oh God, and that can go any way. Oh, we're embracing chaos today, everyone. What's a D12 look like? It's a D12, right? Is that the one I need to roll, or is it a D8?
What? Oh, it's a
For
D8.
If I rage, I have to roll on the magic table.
It's a D8.
Okay. That's gonna be a 6.
Okay, let me pull up that table. You said a 6?
Yes. 6.
You are surrounded by multicolored protective lights. In this case, it's not actually. This is This is the protection one. So
Okay.
everyone around you gets +1 to AC.
Sweet.
As you start to glow with holy light.
Okay, that's I don't want to glow though. Fuck. God damn it.
Make an athletics check as you try to break these real quick. You do it you have an advantage because you're raging. So
19.
19. That's not enough to break these.
Fucking goddamn it.
These are hardened iron chains. Vitha is not weak. She is weakened right now because she's exhausted. But they knew what they were doing. So
yeah, of course.
Another route you can take is you can choose to attack them, but that's going to make some noise.
Right. Does Billy Bob have anything that could heal her or like give her some, keep her up a little bit? Because I got nothing for that.
No, he is not a healer.
Really need to buy. I didn't have enough money for potions. Need to get more money to get some potions.
I have exactly the right thing. I have Goodberry, which also gives you a full day's worth of food.
Damn it.
But I'm not in the right place.
Fuck. And I'm glowing, so I feel like I might need to run away. I don't know what to do.
Billy Bob pulls out a hand axe and he says, let's give it a second. He says, I guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way, and he's gonna try and just attack it. Does he have Eldritch Blast? No, he does not. Yeah, he's gonna take a hand axe and try and to slash at this thing.
That is classic maneuver.
He rolled an 8 on the die. He has +0 to his hand axe because he has -2 strength. He hits the rock, and you can see like the axe vibrates up his hand, and like it just makes a loud noise. Does not hit the chain.
Oh fuck. Okay.
The A team.
Yeah. This is the bad part about not bringing the rogue with you. Oh fuck. Okay. I don't know if I just attack it again or
You can,
what are my
you have the
options?
option to, you have advantage if you try and break it by hand. Just, kind of Hulk smash it.
Or I could attack it
Yes,
at not advantage.
correct.
Okay. I'll take a 19 on the die. If I hit it with my great sword, that's +6 damage. Okay. You were muted, just so you know. D6 plus.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, roll for damage.
D6. 10.
That's pretty much exactly what you needed to hit it with a weapon. So yeah,
Fantastic.
it's loud as hell because you are smashing it down with a big steel sword. But it smashes into pieces, and Vitha like kind of like just pulls her arms up and gives a good stretch, and she says, "Good work." And Gift, you are trying to distract this guy, but
beginning of the third round. Yeah, there's no way.
But he just puts his whole hand on your face, pushes you off of him, turns around, sees Vitha stretching, and two ostensibly cult members helping her, and he says, he just instantly just starts trudging away, like almost tries to break into a sprint. He says, "What the fuck are you doing?"
The second I see him moving towards them, if I am within 150 feet, I'm launching an arrow in his back.
Go ahead and make an attack.
All right.
We'll call this at advantage because you are hidden.
I'm gonna make it a straight roll just because it should be a disadvantage. So I'll take that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just because it's too far away. Oh, dang. 14.
That does not. It hits a. He has armor. Actually, what does he have? He's not wearing his armor because he was distracted. So he only has an 11 armor class right now.
Nice. Ha ha. Now he's got an arrow in his shoulder, so he's got some armor. D6. 5 plus 5. So 10 damage.
Awesome. With that, I'm gonna have everyone roll for initiative, and we are gonna go into a battle here. Let me activate the map here, and we'll start moving around pieces.
I needed that surprise round because that was a 1 on the die. Plus 5 initiative though, so 6.
Wow. 19 on the die, which means a 19.
He is healed up. All right, I'll get the numbers from everyone in just a moment here. He took 10 damage. These guys are not here. That's okay. Gift is over here. Lynn Bree is going to show up because she'll just pop out the shadows. Brett's not here. Billy Bob Bones is with Grief. And Fen, I'm going to put you here, but you are farther away than that.
Seems right.
Yeah. But that's way so you can see the map and everything. Do I have a battle already? I need to add him to the battle and roll initiative for this big guy. Okay. All right. So that leaves. Where did Gift go?
I'm over at the table.
I'm trying to find you in the initiative tracker. Okay, so Gift, what did you roll for initiative?
19.
19. Grief.
7.
But you are raging, so there's that. Fen.
It'll be a 6.
6. Okay. And we are going to start initiative. Technically, it's Vitha's turn, but she is tired. And she is not going to move from here because she is unarmored and unarmed. So she is just going to take the dodge action and stay where she is. Now it's one of these acolytes here and doesn't know what's going on, but sees like their boss get hit with an arrow and is going to try and run here and see what the issue is. So let me measure that out. These acolytes have a movement of, I'm going to guess 30. Zoom in. All right. Going to move there. And is going to sees the situation, doesn't quite understand what's happening, but is going to Grief. You're going to get hit with a sacred flame. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. You have advantage because you can see it. Actually, do you have danger sense yet?
I do.
Okay.
And let me double check. Yes, I do. I also am resistant to fire. So you said roll what now?
Dexterity saving throw.
At advantage or not?
Correct. At advantage.
Because that first one was in that one. Dex, that's 12.
All right. What's their DC? That is the DC. So it is not fire damage that comes up though. It is radiant damage. But you like just flip one of your you tilt your wheelchair just like at an angle and like land back down. And the flame just spouts underneath you, doesn't hit you. So that's going to be that acolyte's turn. Gift, it is your turn.
Okay, so the large tent here is on fire, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
This tent is on fire.
And I have an acolyte here. What is this other acolyte doing?
It looks like he's getting ready to check out whatever's happening as well on his turn.
Okay. All right. And then the first acolyte and the dragon are, I assume, looking at the party.
Correct. They're looking over here. Yeah.
Okay.
At Vitha.
I am going to move around to this smaller tent. Move around it. And ideally, once I get around to the side of it, I'm gonna just quickly look inside. Is there anybody in there?
Yes, there are 3 people who are starting to stir and look at what's happening in this tent.
Okay. So I'm going to move. Oh, come on now. I want to move, not measure. Let's try that. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then since I'm right up against it, this should be a lot easier. I don't know if I need to make a deception check or whatnot, but I'm just going to catch this one on fire too, subtly.
Okay.
But I'd rather not use the point if I don't need to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make a deception check.
Okay.
Or we'll call it sleight of hand, actually.
Sleight of hand? Okay. I could do well. Could roll. Could happen. I accept that. It's a 12. It's a 0 level spell. I don't know if that matters.
Okay. I'm gonna say because everyone's distracted, they're not looking at you. So there's no one who has eyes on you. So 12 is plenty.
Perfect. Okay. Well, create bonfire. I'm going to create bonfire on the corner that I'm not on, like the back bottom right, I guess would be. So like next to me where I can reach out and just boop.
Okay. You hear one of them go, "What the fuck?" And just like you hear like frantic patting at the sides of this tent as you cast a bonfire in there.
Excellent. And last but not least, I'm going to hold my crossbow, aiming it at my party members, so I look like I'm doing something.
Ooh, okay, cool. Awesome. You have attracted the attention of plenty of people in this place, so we are gonna. This little cultist guy here is going to run out and try and assess the situation as well. Doesn't know what's going on. So it's just going to raise up his scimitar and just kind of brandish it around. He doesn't see anyone who is clearly marked as enemy other than Vitha is free, but she's behind all of you. Mm-hmm. So he's just going to stand there and wait and see what's happening. This other cultist is going to run and try and find some water because his tent is on fire.
My beautiful stuff.
The nearest water that he is aware of, like in insignificant quantities, is probably going to be a horse trough over here with the horse. So that's where this cultist is dashing. I don't know. I'm giving them genders. They are multi-gendered and various. So, okay. This is the same thing. It's just everyone in this tent is leaving immediately.
Excellent.
Kind of like just half naked, like they were sleeping. This one is like almost like wrapped in their own bedroll. Just like they didn't even wait to get out of the bedroll. There's smolders coming off of it. Okay.
Gift's theme is officially the Benny Hill theme.
All right, and that's the same with this one. It's pandemonium over here. Okay, that guy's dead for sure. I'm just gonna mark him dead. He was asleep in this tent over here. So
oops, sorry. First kill.
Grief, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to tell Vitha to hop on. And I want to basically get her on my lap and move in the opposite direction of Mr. Blue Angry Man.
Okay.
My action to dash so that I can move 60 feet. What direction is our stuff?
The rest, your stuff is this way. It's towards the left. The left of the map. Yeah. It's kind of off the map from where y'all are. But yeah, you can head that way. And you can easily just grab Vitha. Like you're raging. Cool. It's totally fine.
Sorry about this. I'm just gonna grab her and take off.
She says, finally, some adventure. And as you pull her. Okay.
Being kidnapped by a dragon was an adventure enough?
A kidnap is nothing without the rescue.
That's fair.
So you're
He's
just
gonna
gonna
get along
dash.
well with Billy.
Right.
You're gonna dash. You have a 30-foot speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Just put Vitha by you. She is in your chair, but yeah. Excellent. Fen, I'm gonna say you're probably 100 feet off from this. So depends on
Okay.
what you want to do.
I'm gonna get about, well, goodness. Is there anyone within 80 feet of me? Or are they all about 100? Is the closest person about 100 feet from me?
I'm gonna say the closest enemy about 100 feet.
Okay. Then I'm gonna move. Oh, gosh. You know, disadvantage is fine. I am going to get a little further away. In fact, just get going this way a little bit. Duck and hide using my bonus action, just in case anyone was looking. And then pop back up and shoot the cultist there. That is, can I ping? Yeah, this guy. And we'll see how this goes at disadvantage. Probably not great. It's a 12.
Yeah, that'll hit him.
Oh, hey, all right. I will take it. And that is a total of 8 damage.
Oh, that's a solid hit on this guy. Just out of like.
Oh, when that because I was hidden, that I don't know if I was hidden from him. I don't know if it matters, but I should probably be doing some rogue damage.
Yeah, do some rogue damage. Mm-hmm.
You know, rogue damage. What is it now? 2? I think it's. I'll just roll 1 for right now. That would be an extra 5 for what did I say before? 8, 13 damage.
13. Okay, yeah, he's dead. So this cultist is dead. As another arrow flies out of nowhere, the draconian sees this and he says to himself, the camp is compromised. Ring the alarms. Anything else you'd like to do, Fen?
I moved about 20 feet across the cliff here. Gosh, I think that's pretty much all I can do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be it.
Okay. Just to back up 1 second. Grief. Something you probably just didn't realize when you started to rage is that it breaks all concentration on your spells. Your disguise self dropped. And you just now notice seeing your arms like pull up.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah.
Makes sense for a rage. That totally follows.
But
well, here we are.
Yeah, I didn't read the fine print where I remembered you couldn't cast spells while raging, but you also can't concentrate on spells while you're raging. This guy's self-concentration.
Does it require it? I don't believe so. I can double check for you.
No, it's just
sure too, because it's not, it's like,
yeah, it does not require. It does not say it requires concentration.
That is correct. I am wrong here. So you're
Okay,
fine.
cool.
You're still disguised. It's just duration 1 hour. That's a good spell.
It's a great spell. It's been a good spell since 3rd edition.
Yeah. Now it's Billy's turn. And let's see. What's he gonna do? He says, he just pulls his rapier. He's still like disguised as a guard. He says, finally, we can finish this. And he's gonna run up and try and kill this guy. Also seeing a chance to like maybe let everyone else escape.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to make an attack, which he gets some things. Let's see. I know he has dueling. Defensive duel is okay, so he has +2 AC, but yeah, he gets an attack. That's a 24. So
Very nice.
all the dice start looking the same. Oh, max damage for 13 damage. And that, I believe, I'm going to say he had also hexed this guy so he can do a little more necrotic damage. 2 points of necrotic damage. All right, that is Billy's turn. We got this other guy who was playing cards. None of you can see this, so the camera just pans over to him, pulling all the pastries off the table into his coat, pulling his scimitar, and going into this.
I approve of this message.
Gonna come right here and wow, they really okay. Gonna cast Sacred Flame against Billy Bob Bones. Billy will make a dexterity saving throw. That's a natural 2. So Billy's gonna take some damage. Sacred Flame, level 1 spellcaster, so it's not that much. So 1d8 radiant damage. 1 radiant damage against Billy Bob Bones. Oh. Apparently, according to my sheet, Billy Bob Bones was still dying. So.
Oh.
But no, he's fine.
Saved him.
all I can think about is like William Faulkner as I lay dying. Just it's like this southern guy. Okay, anyway.
I know Billy Bob Bones is definitely William Shatner. That's what I see.
Oh,
so when he lies dying, it's 100% William Shatner.
I mean, he was talking to you guys. He was like saying his last words. Yeah. Okay. Now it's time for this draconian. He's gonna draw his longsword. He has multi-attack, so he's gonna make 2 longsword attacks against Billy Bob Bones. Billy Bob Bones has +2 AC because he's 1-on-1 with this guy, or he's dueling with him. So at least there's that. So that is not high enough. That might be high enough. 9 plus for the longsword. Oh, it's +5. That's not enough to hit Billy. Okay. He says, this recording says, I don't know what's going on. And he just pulls his sword, just slashes at him, but totally just misses. And okay, we got another guy over here who's just gonna, he's not dead. That's not what I tried to click. He's gonna come out and make a perception check.
Does he take it at disadvantage because of all the smoke?
Well, that's 2 19s. Assesses the situation, sees the prisoner being carried on the wheelchair here. He moved 10 feet to do that. Okay, gonna get in melee with you, but can't do anything else. Like tries to like stand in front of you, Grief, to try and stop you. And now it is our very own Shadow Monk here, who is going to drop in. Has excellent speed, can easily reach over here. And that is Bree's character sheet. +4 to unarmed strike. 14 is not enough to hit. Well, no, it is because I said he was unarmored. So that's enough. Bree is going to, I'm trying to see if like, actually, I don't think she has a lot of the other monk stuff, not yet. So, okay, but that's okay. She's going to do some damage. Going to do 4 whole damage on that, but gets a bonus action unarmed strike, which hits for another 3 damage. So 7 damage total. All right. We're at the top of the round. Vitha is going to do nothing. Unless you have a weapon that you can hand Vitha. Grief.
I mean, she is certainly welcome to use my greatsword. I just, figured she was too weak to do anything.
She will have disadvantage on attacks because she is exhausted. But she can try and do something. Do you have like a hand axe or something just sitting on your chair?
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of hand axes.
All right, she's gonna just grab your hand axe, not really thinking about it, and just try and attack against this guy here. So she has proficiency and +1 strength. So 11. That's enough. So that's a 14 to hit. What is the damage on the hand axe?
I think it's a D6.
Nice.
D6 plus 4.
Well,
Slashing.
it'll be a D6 plus 3 for her. So that's 5 damage against this guy. She did that at a disadvantage. Like she just, yeah, like you have her in your arms, and she sees this guy run up and tries to stop you, and she just like unlatches it almost instinctively off of your wheelchair and just slashes across. Like the blade is, she's holding it upside down still, and just slashes across. Just one massive hit against this cultist.
Nice.
Okay. This acolyte is in melee range. He doesn't like to be in melee range. So is going to disengage from this and move over here, but that's the action. So Gift, it is your turn.
Okay, so I am going to turn that off so I can move my character, I think. There we go. I am going here, which I pre-measured as well within my range. Okay, and then I am going to attack Billy Bob Bones with my staff. Notably, I haven't cast Shillelagh, so I can't hit him. But I'm going to attack him, and when I attack him, and I'm not actually attacking him, when I touch him in the process of attacking him, I am going to cast True Strike on him.
Okay.
So my hope here is a deception check, and if then he will get True Strike, and I will miss.
Yeah, make the deception check. I love this.
This is hilarious. Okay. I love it.
I'll take that. It's a 16.
16? Okay, yeah. No, everyone thinks, as far as you can tell, everyone thinks you are helping the cause. You're a good little soldier.
Absolutely. I hit Billy Bob Bones with the staff. I'm not good at that. And cast True Strike. He has advantage on his next attack.
Amazing. Okay. All right.
Please tell me the Gift looks like Don Knotts right now.
It's really the role I've decided on, apparently.
We chose chaos today. I love this so much. Came back from break. No, we're gonna just mess everything up. Okay, we have naked cultist number 1 here, who is very confused, like was running to get water to douse their tent, sees Grief and Vitha running. Vitha slash at one of the cultists and is unarmed because of the fire, the very clutch fire from Gift. So is going to go over here and hide behind the cart. So that's what Naked Cultist 1 is doing. Naked Acolyte is going to follow suit, and so is this one. So we got some people hiding behind a cart. I'm going to just take them out of battle. They're not part of this anymore. Take them out of initiative. That leaves us at Grief.
All right. Same thing. We're just going to dash out of here. I'm trying to get her out of here.
Okay, so you will take an attack of opportunity. I don't think that's going to hit you. That is 9. No way.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, you get Vitha completely to safety.
Fantastic.
So, we will just, I'll move your tokens. I'll just move you to the edge of the map here, but you are off the map. Cool. Fen, it is your turn.
All right. I know that Billy is still engaged, and I don't want to leave this new friend stuck in this fight with Billy in this hopeless thing. So Fenn's gonna slide down the hill as best she can. I know she's not gonna get within the 80 feet that she'd like, but she's gonna take a pot shot at the Draconian.
Okay.
From here.
Go for it.
Jeez, it keeps getting worse and worse. That is a 10 to hit, which even without his armor on, that's not going to hit, if I remember correctly.
No, yeah, he has an 11 without his armor. Okay, so.
And then Fen is going to, if that little bundle there is big enough, she's going to hide behind it.
Yeah, you would have to get prone, but you can do that.
Oh, geez.
It is it's basically a rolled up tent. It's kind of
Oh,
big. It could hide you, but it's fairly low.
okay. I haven't seen anyone come out of this tent, right?
No, you have not.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, she'll get prone. Why not?
Okay.
Darn it.
And as we go to Billy Bob Bones' turn, we are going to take a little break. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll finish up with this battle as we now have Vita to safety. So we'll be back in a few. Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a good break. I hope you got a chance to hydrate yourself, move your body if you needed to, get some food, a snack, and are ready for this combat. We come back into battle with one Billy Bob Bones. It is his turn. He is going to use his form of dread, become skeletal. He's gonna gain some temp HP for that as his face becomes gaunt. Even though he doesn't look like himself, he still becomes gaunt and skeletal-like. He gets a whopping 3 temp HP.
Aw.
That's the problem. You're like, oh, I get to roll a D10. I'm like, no, the worst averages. Let's see. On each turns, he's gonna try and attack with his rapier. A nat 20 on the rapier attack. So let's roll 2d8. That's not bad. That's 13 plus 5. That's 18 damage.
Heck yes.
And the form of dread, I think, has a chance to make him afraid. Make this draconian afraid of him. DC 13 wisdom save. That's an 11. This draconian, like the like anger and everything goes out of his face as he recognizes this as Billy Bob Bones, who he can't seem to kill. And he's like, oh my god, not again. And as you will recall, he barely made it out of his last encounter with you all, and ran here and thought he was safe. Yeah, so he's afraid. What else does the form of dread do? Okay, so that's it. Cool. That is Billy's turn. There is this acolyte's gonna try and like sacred flame Billy. That's that actually Billy needs to make a dex save. That's fine. He's good. So the frightened condition is frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. Creature can't willingly move closer. Well, he's already there, so he's going to roll a disadvantage and try and attack Billy Bob Bones. Nope, that's a nat 1. Second attack. That might hit. No, it doesn't, because Billy Bob Bones has the duelist. He has an 18 AC while he's wielding one weapon. Okay. So neither one of those hit. As this cultist here sees grief and you just jet away, is gonna run back over here and ring a bell that's attached to the tent and start alarming the entire camp. As you hear the bell, you hear other bells start to ring in response. And you start to see throughout this camp, which is, 50, 60 people kind of spread out. They start unhitching horses, like start to try and disassemble this camp. They are fleeing from here.
Oh. Huh.
Bree is going to do some things. Does she really not have anything here? Flurry of blows. Nope, that's all she can do. Okay, cool. She's just gonna make some attacks. Punching. Nope. And that hits. So she gets to do a whopping 1d4. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 damage. Cool. Vitha is with Grief, and y'all are off the map. This acolyte is. Oh, Billy would have had advantage from the true strike. Let me see if we get a nat 20.
Well, you got
he did
got
get
a nat 20 last time before.
Okay, so never mind.
That's why I didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It didn't matter. So okay. That true strike came in handy though. Cool. And this acolyte is going to move here and touch the draconian and cast Cure Wounds. 1d8 hit points. Looks like that's max. Plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is +2. So that's 10 HP back to the draconian. Cool. Gift, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Billy Bob Bones has taken exactly 1 damage this whole fight so far, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attack Billy Bob Bones with my staff and cast True Strike.
Okay.
Eventually, I might have to heal him, and then I'll use my other subtle spell.
Make a deception check.
Okay, come on, dice gods, work with me here. 19.
19. Okay. Yeah, no
He has
one
advantage
notices.
on his next attack, and I ineffectually hit him with the staff.
Amazing.
So good.
Grief, you are no longer in this combat, as you are keeping Vitha safe. We will come back to that, so you're good. Fen, you are still in it.
Yes. I think technically I'm further away than this, though. I forgot earlier.
That's okay. I can. You wanted to come down the embankment, right?
Yeah.
Give me just an acrobatics check to see how that went.
Yeah. It's not in that one, but oh Jiminy. That's a 15.
Oh, 15?
Oh, wow.
Off of a roll of 6.
Wow.
Rogues. 15 is plenty. You're good. You just kind of slide down. And I would say, like, with the amount of rounds we are in round 3, you're probably here by now. So
Okay. Sweet. And that is how far away from Mr. Dorkface?
That is 40 feet.
Am I reading that right? Okay,
Yep.
Sweet. All right then. Yeah. I'm gonna pop up from my hiding then and toss one of my soul knife blades at the draconian.
Okay.
See how this goes.
Sweet, sweet rogue damage.
It's an 18 plus things.
Yeah.
So that should be what is your damage? Okay, sweet. That would be 9, 12, 17 damage.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna level on him. And from there, I want to just like give a good look around to see if I see any particularly large eggs roaming around in the efforts of cleaning up camp.
Okay. Give me just straight perception.
Okay.
There's one in that big tent to enjoying the fire.
That would be a 17.
17.
Yeah.
You don't see any eggs being shuffled around. You do see that there is in the distance, probably a good 200 feet off from where you are, against the embankment, is some sort of cave.
Okay.
It seems to still be being guarded even while everyone's disassembling this camp.
Makes sense. All right. I'm gonna try to get a little closer, but also hide. That's just an axe. Okay, yeah, no, that's not hiding potential. Has anyone come out of this tent behind me?
No one's come out of there.
Whip.
Okay.
Hide. Except maybe meet up with some people. Who knows?
Yep, there's a very neatly tucked bedroll in there. Somebody clearly like kept their space in here, but they might be out doing other things. It is the middle of the day. Give me a stealth check.
Sure. That was a 3 on the die. That's a 10.
A 10. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So now we're back to Billy Bob Bones, who gets advantage on his roll. Also, I forgot that he has hex damage, but that's fine. That is a non-natural 20. So he's going to roll. That's 10 damage from the rapier, plus another 6 damage from the necrotic from hex. So 16. Billy drops his disguise self, grabs him, and he says, now that'll be enough. And he just drives his rapier through him. So yeah, this draconian is dead.
Nice.
And he just lets him slink to the ground, and Billy pulls the rapier, takes out a handkerchief, wipes the blood off of it, and says, and points to the rest of them. He says, all right, now who's next? As he still looks skeletal in his face. And with that, this acolyte is going to run. No one is in direct combat with you anymore. Okay. As they are trying to flee this camp. This camp is now in absolute pandemonium. They would try to be gathering the kobolds, but most of the kobolds are in the mud from earlier.
Is there anyone that looks kind of more in charge that we could take back with us?
Give me an insight check.
That's a whopping 3.
You don't see anyone that's standing out in particular. This maybe they, maybe it's just because everyone's scrambling. No one's barking orders, or there's multiple people barking orders about what things to grab and what things to leave behind. But it seems like for the most part, what you do see is that there was a plan to quickly pick up camp and leave. So what is everyone else doing?
I have detect magic at will, so I'm going to, focusing on the large tent that's on fire, I'm going to look around for anything valuable or magic.
Yeah,
as I am sauntering away, looking scared and as though part of the evacuation.
Let me see if there's anything here. You do see that there are multiple papers in here. Let's take a look. There are multiple. So you're looking in here. Mm-hmm. The bonfire has mostly dissipated. It started burning the tent, which did some damage to some things. But you find that there are multiple papers, maps, plans, things like that. There are holy symbols of Tiamat pretty much everywhere. Some of them are finer make than others. Let me take a look.
I'm assuming if there's papers, there's scroll cases. So I'm definitely going to shove papers into a scroll case.
Yes. There's map cases, things like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. You find some money, a pouch with 59 silver. I'll say that you find a holy symbol, say it's worth 50 GP.
Okay. And then plans and maps. Okay, I'm gonna all the money, the holy symbol, and the maps all go into a scroll case. And if anyone does question me, it sounds like there may be too much pandemonium, but these looked important. I'm saving them for the boss.
Mm-hmm. Somebody comes in and actually somebody scrambles by, looks in and says, "You got this," and then just runs off
This makes me so happy.
The thing is like you didn't have to disguise the outfit. You actually do have an outfit.
Yeah, I have an actual like uniform because I'm wearing their armor.
You probably didn't need the disguise stuff, but you know.
Well, it made me a half elf though. It's very important the gift never be a gift.
That's right. Up on the Finn, is there anything you want to do in this pandemonium?
She is going to, as carefully and stealthily as she can, make her way over to Billy and the Draconian here, and just check the Draconian for anything useful, valuable, or informational on him.
Okay. Also something else Gift would have seen, thinking about the Draconian, is his plate armor is in there as well.
How heavy is that?
Let's see. Plate armor, it weighs 65 pounds.
Oh, I'm not taking that.
Okay. It is very expensive, but yeah, I understand. It's very heavy.
I have a 10 strength.
Okay. So he has a very.
But if you called me over at all, I will definitely take it.
Yeah, once we meet
leaving,
back. Yeah.
It's not like he needs it, so. No.
Okay. And what else? So you're looking at what are you looking for again, Finn?
Anything either valuable or informational in the Draconian's person, on the Draconian's person, that is.
You give me an investigation check as you check the body.
What in the world? Oh, 22.
22. Okay. You find several kind of slips of paper. One of them is a cross street in Versailles. It's like an address in the Elven capital. Probably a good 2 weeks travel away from here. But you find that you also, it seems like he has like just notes and things of like various orders he's gotten from up on high. No names. There are some initials, but you don't know if those initials actually correlate to anyone. You can't really tell from your initial just glance over here. But you do get that orders that somebody very important was supposed to come, and it's marked for the symbol, a draconic symbol of a red dragon, to indicate a red dragon, but it seems to be talking about a person coming by cart to come to this encampment.
Interesting. I show what I found to Billy, since he knows a little bit more about these cultists than we do.
He looks at it and he says, well, if they don't get the word out, I wonder if somebody very important is going to be running, is going to be rolling through here. Maybe we can cut off the head of the dragon, so to speak.
Possibly. They're leaving camp. I don't know. Do we want to form up camp somewhere around here? Obviously not here. They'll find us. But
he says, yes, perhaps it is a good idea to fall back and let them clear out. I don't think we can fight them all.
Nope, and I don't think we should let them know that we're not an army. Because they seem to be acting like we is. So.
He touches his nose. Like he's like, yep. And he also has a very, very nice longsword, the Draconian.
I will grab the longsword for now, but probably pass it off fairly shortly to somebody else.
Fair enough. Back up. So back up at the ledge, Grief. Vitha is she's still very weak, but she hangs on to you, and she says, she kind of sighs and smiles and says, "Thanks for the ride," and kind of coughs a little bit.
No problem. Let's get you back to your sister.
She says, "I didn't see her there. Where is she?"
Oh, you know, she's playing undercover.
Huh. You see the math flying. I shouldn't be. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You see oh, you unplugged yourself. Okay, that's fine. Jaden, if I'm muted, Jaden's the one who tells me, so I'm like, I'm not muted. So yeah, so you see like the math going by. Vitha's face is like undercover. In yeah, we'll cut back down to Gift, who is undercover. Just like,
Okay, since we're out of combat, I'm going to make my way up to the ledge.
Okay.
And I'd like to do two things. One is I'm gonna drop my disguise. And I'm going to pull out my chalkboard. Right. Your size armor in the big tent. Hold it up to Grief. And then the second thing I'm gonna do is give Vetha a hug and hand her a good berry and point at the open the case full of loot and papers and say, and write on my chalkboard, "I believe I am an adventurer."
Vitha looks into this and she says, "I'll fucking say." And like looks at this. That's a good fucking haul. Oh.
And the good berry is a whole day's nourishment and 1 HP, so that should make a big difference.
Oh yeah. She feels good. She's still exhausted,
yeah.
But she feels much better. She has not regained any HP in a little while. So about this time, you see that like Lynn and Brett are coming back around the ledge. Lynn full on runs and tackles Vitha. Just but Vitha's pretty beefy and just kind of takes this. Lynn's not very big. And she says, Lynn says, "Don't disappear again." And Vitha just holds her and says, "I'll try." Brett comes in and like actually does cure wounds on Vitha and says, doesn't really say anything to her, but you see that there's a level of understanding there. But yeah, there Grief got the message about the armor. So
also, Grief, I don't know if you can do anything with this, but I don't know. I found this in one of the tents, and I hand over the longsword.
Awesome.
Who do you hand it to?
Towards Grief.
Oh, towards Grief. Okay.
Wait, is Vitha armed right now?
Oh,
you would have also found Vitha's equipment, her scale mail, and her longsword in the tent as well. As that would have been confiscated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you would have found her equipment.
Is there anything...
I do lug her equipment back with me.
Not as heavy as the plate armor. So
what do I need to know about this longsword and this armor?
The longsword is a +1 longsword.
Nice.
The plate armor is just plain plate armor. I mean, it's not plain, it is really like blue dragon themed, like it's customized. And you might have to change out some of the leather straps to work with your body. It might take some time to modify it, but you could put it on. It would offer some protection. Okay. It's not really magical in any way.
Yeah, but full plate's nice.
All right, sweet.
Of course, you might lose some barbarian stuff by putting on plate.
Oh, yeah.
And I think plate is at a point. Also, are you proficient in heavy armor?
Nope, light and a medium, and shields.
Sell it or give it to the other party.
Yeah, but what's it worth?
Brand new, plate armor is worth 1,500 gold pieces.
All right.
This is a used set that is customized, so it might be harder to sell. But
right. And what about the longsword?
The longsword, I'd have to look that up. That's a magic
no
item.
worries.
So
In the old days, it would have been 2,000 plus the price of the longsword. So like,
yeah, but in 5th edition, Wizards got real lazy and said,
Okay.
we just don't have any magic item prices. It's fine.
Oh, good.
Literally, there's not a single price in the DMG. So
Convenient.
yeah. I feel like that was one of their like overcorrections from like 4th edition, but whatever. Yeah, so Evitha can wear plate armor, but she is not going to. So
Yeah, if no one in the party can use it, we can just sell it and use the money for party funds.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. I wouldn't have any use for it for sure. Although it's probably closest to fitting me, weirdly.
Yeah.
how tall would you say that Fen is?
Ooh, I'm sure I gave her a height. 6'7".
Okay. So yeah, very similarly sized. Bree drops in from the shadows, which she can just do. And she says, it looks like they're leaving town. I guess that's mission accomplished.
Speaking of, are they heading for the cave as they leave town, or are they heading completely elsewhere?
Bree says, I saw a few people leave that cave. I know. Did you tell the other party that you were looking for dragon eggs? Just trying to remember my facts here.
Probably not.
I don't remember that coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
She says, I saw a few people leave the cave. There might be stuff left in there. They didn't really leave with anything. I don't know what they were doing in there.
It's interesting. Fen just gives a knowing look to Gift and Grief. Says, give me just a second. Fen's gonna pull Gift aside real quick and just whisper to her, your sister, would you work with a party that can be trusted?
What do I know about that, Mal?
What would you know? Well, let me ask, what is Gift's feelings about Vitha being an adventurer in general?
I mean, generally speaking, Gift thinks being an adventurer is an honorable but poor choice.
Not wrong.
Yeah. So I feel like you've maybe seen, I feel like Vitha is a figure in your life that is trustworthy, unreliable, incredibly brave.
Okay.
And so I guess with that in mind, you would imagine that she would associate with a similar sort, So
Okay. I'll write on my chalkboard. Unreliable but honest.
What to do with this knowledge? Okay. So you didn't see anything leaving the cave, which means I think there might be some dangerous, valuable items in that cave. I don't know why they'd leave them aside from foolishness, but I think we need to get in there. And I'm not going to say you have to stick around. However, if you could watch the entrance and make sure we're safe while we explore in there, we'd appreciate it.
Bree looks to the rest of her party, and Vitha kind of chuckles and says, you're looking for those damn dragon eggs, aren't you? She says,
well,
Vitha says, I spent a long time chained to that rock, and all those people talked so much.
Fantastic. So you know possibly a lot that we need to know.
And a lot that I don't need to know.
Well, so if you know that they've been hoarding them, you probably also heard why they've been hoarding them, and we want to
Oh,
get them out of their hands.
none of those assholes knew what was going on in there. They just knew there was dragon eggs.
Oh,
They were being guarded, and the rest seemed to be like hush hush. But
Fascinating.
these cultists can do bad things with the dragon eggs. That's I you saw that dragonborn, right?
yeah,
You noticed he wasn't really dragonborn-esque. No,
I try not to judge.
no. I mean, he looked great. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he was the result of what could happen if you use a dragon egg badly.
Gift writes wizards on her chalkboard, spits, looks at Silver, does this, points at the cave.
Yes, yeah, we should.
We should at
I
least
mean,
take a look.
I think we should probably explore and look into it, see if we can rescue some dragon eggs. Well, the other thing you should know is that these are metallic dragon eggs that they've been gathering. There's the whole war between metallic dragons and chromatic dragons and all of that back and forth, and it's they've decided to corrupt metallic dragon eggs for their own uses, which is not going to be great in the long run for any of us.
Vitha says that's not exactly what I heard. I heard they were chromatic dragons.
They were what? So it's You heard that they were chromatic dragon eggs?
I heard this from a bunch of drunk assholes. I mean, take it for what it's worth, but
All right, maybe they don't care then. I had a good conversation with a kobold who insisted that they were looking for metallic eggs specifically the other day, but I guess maybe that kobold didn't know what he was talking about.
Speaking of kobolds, did all of the kobolds get taken with the people who were fleeing?
You see that some of them are just running from this.
Some were crushed under rock.
Yeah, but they're kobolds. That happens. This is why they're born in clutches of like 20, so they don't seem very concerned about their fallen comrades.
Friend computer says, unfortunately, you're a kobold.
just imagining things here. I imagine kobolds have like one annual like celebration as a funeral for everyone who has died that year, and just leave it at that. Anyway,
Gift sort of shrugs and smiles, touches her forehead and casts invisibility, and we'll start making her way to the cave.
Okay.
Oh, that's what she meant.
Okay. Bree looks to her party and says, "We can keep watch. We're going to protect Vitha, though. That's what we came here for. I mean, I understand you all have a mission that you're on, and we'll do our best to help, but right now she's our priority."
Yes, please keep her safe. I mean, we all came together to work to save Vitha. It would be foolish to throw that to the winds, but we also this could be time sensitive, so we want to make sure we go in there now.
Lynn, the human wizard, she comes up to you and she just she has this big like overcoat type thing, and she just reaches in and she hands you 3 flasks, and she says, "Alchemist fire."
Thank you.
Hells yes.
What? But speaking of, uh, the party wizard. What was her reaction when Gift said wizards and then spat on the ground?
I was wondering that too.
You just saw her nod in the background.
She probably knows exactly what I mean.
She's just like, yeah.
She also
yeah.
deals with wizards.
You get the impression she's a wizard because that's how she can get magic. She's not a capital W wizard. She's a little W wizard, you know?
Okay.
Her book is handmade, like she clearly made of scraps that she has found. Like, you've seen wizard tomes before. Some wizards don't even carry their tomes. They leave them in a tower and just, because they're like very fine, important documents. This is a journal that she has basically sticky notes and things shoved into it.
Love it.
She wasn't born with gifts. She found them along the way, throwing dice on the ground. Okay. Yeah, you it sounds like Bree is gonna try and give you cover, and I got a fidget, thank you. And Bree is gonna try and give you cover as best she can, cover the entrance, but it sounds like you are all gonna try and cut through this mayhem directly into this cave at the side. And I think with that's where we'll pick up next week.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love playing this game. I'm really glad we got to play. This was a great encounter. All right. I guess we'll go around and do our little outros for everyone. Silver.
Hi, everybody. My name is Silver_Bulette, aka Steve. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch sometimes. I don't know if we're gaming tomorrow, but Monday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, we usually have a session of Dungeons and Dragons, but make it superhero, aka Capes and Caverns. I also can be found on TikTok as at All the Web's a Stage, which is also a short play podcast that I run from time to time, and we'll get back to eventually. Anyway, that's me.
Awesome. Jaden.
So I'm Jaden or Soliloquy. You can find me on most platforms under Fat Sapphic Bro. Predominantly, I hang out on TikTok and talk a variety of social justice stuff, as well as self-care check-ins and craft things and day-to-day life.
And Penny.
All right. You can find me occasionally on the internet at Cetra777. That's 3 total 7s. I actually do have something to announce this time. So Gift is the protagonist in a video game that I've been working on that explains how she got cursed and makes an attempt to figure out how she would uncurse herself. If you're interested in that, I am 3/4 of the way through having a functional demo. So maybe as soon as 2 months, I will have a demo up on itch. I'll keep you all posted.
That's
Exciting.
awesome. Amazing. So, and I'm Archangelic. You can find me here Sunday nights running the Era of the Dragons for these fine folk here. You can also find me on Twitter at Archangelic. I want to thank everyone for joining on tonight's game, for watching us. If you've missed any of our games, you can check them out on YouTube, and I'll put the YouTube link in the chat. Yeah, so that's good. So I want to give a shout out to our producer .user. Thank you so much. She does a ton to help me with making sure the layouts are correct, streaming from her really overpowered computer. It's great. Thank you for everything you do to make this happen. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks all.